Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 110 of 2024. Hopefully soon I will be back to normal after this cold or flu or whatever it is. Tonight I have a story about the Honest Woodsman. Now, back many, many years ago, before there were machines of any great consequence, before there were electrical lines running across the landscape, automobiles, mechanized boats, or anything much like that, there was a woodsman. He chopped down trees with an axe, chopped them into pieces, and then he sold that wood. Sometimes he would chop down a tree, turn it into a log, and with saws, turn that log into lumber, which could be used for a variety of things. One day, he was out in the woods. He had done quite a bit of work, and it was a warmish day, and he'd gone to a pool of water close by where there was a deep spring. He bent over the water to get a drink, and his axe, well, it slipped into the water and down into the depths of this spring, so deep that he dared not dive into its depths to try to retrieve it. He sat on the bank, and for a while he wondered what to do. Then he began to think of how he could not work without his axe. Then he began to think about how he could possibly get a new one, having a wife and children to take care of and no extra money. And then he began to weep. Small tears at first, and then quite a bit of sobbing. Now, this is back in a time when, God's celestial beings would appear to human beings and help them out. And it turned out that the god Mercury saw this hard-working man sobbing and appeared somewhat in a light body, but clearly visible to the man, and said, "What is it? Why are you sobbing?" The woodsman, he told him that he had dropped his axe into the spring. And Mercury, he said, "Let me retrieve it," and immediately dove into the depths. He came up with a golden axe, and he asked the woodsman, is this your axe? And the woodsman said, no, that is not my axe. So Mercury, leaving that axe beside the woodsman, dove back down into the depths. This time when he came up, he held a silver axe. And he asked the woodsman, is this your axe? And the woodsman said, no, it is not. He laid that axe next to the golden one and then dove back into the depths. This time he returned with the woodsman's axe. And he asked, is this your axe? And the woodsman smiled and said, yes, indeed it is. Thank you so much for bringing it up. I'm so relieved. I can work again. Mercury appreciated this man's honesty so much that he sent him off with both the gold and the silver axe as well. When he returned home, well, news spread of what had happened, and a friend of his, having heard it, the minute he heard it, he rushed out to that spring and threw his axe into it and sat next to it and began to sob. Mercury came to him, asked him what was the matter. And this woodsman told him that he had dropped his axe into the spring, and Mercury, he dove down into the depths, and he came up with the golden axe. And he asked, "Is this your axe?" And the woodsman, seeing this beautiful golden axe and realizing its worth, having craved this axe after he had seen his friends, said, yes, it is my axe. That's the one I dropped. Mercury, he looked at this woodsman and said, "That is a pity, for I know it is not. I know it is not your axe. I'm sorry, but you cannot have this one because you have just been dishonest with me, nor shall I get you the one that you cast into the spring. Good luck, my friend," Mercury said, "and perhaps you will learn from today the importance of your true word." And that's the story of the honest woodsman. Might we have a world of honest people? What a relief that would be. Okay. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day or evening.